Hi, my name's Tony and I'm the head chef at Liverpool John Moores University. Today we are going to make minced beef tacos with a Mexican style rice, and we're also going to do a simple easy salsa to top them. First job we're going to do is we're going to get the minced beef on the go. Once we've got that on, then we're going to turn our attention to the Mexican style rice. To go with it, we're going to just do a simple salsa, which is made up of coriander, some tomatoes, some spring onions, which we're going to season up. So the total dish, we've got some garlic, we've got some spices, some cumin, some paprika, some passata that is going to go into the rice, onion, which I'm going to chop up. I'm going to chop the garlic up and the chilies. I'm going to dice up the peppers. And we've got taco shells, which we're going to warm in the oven later, and then we're going to just top each taco with a little bit of grated cheese. I mean, what we're aiming for with the peppers is we're just dicing them, because once they're in the pan with the minced beef, they'll tend to break down quite a lot, because we're going to be cooking the minced beef for approximately 30 to 40 minutes. So I've got the peppers and the onions diced. I've got a pan on the heat, medium to high heat, just to get the oil heated up, and I'm going to add the onions and peppers to that and just sweat them down, probably for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then we're going to go in with the minced beef. So the onions and peppers have been sweating down now for 5 minutes, so I'm just going to add the minced beef to it now. What you want to do is just try and break it up, and what we're aiming to do is just to seal all the beef, and then after that, once we've sealed the beef, we can add the other ingredients, the spice mix that we're going to use, which consists of some cumin and some paprika, and we can add the chilies and the garlic to that. Then the reason why I don't tend to add the garlic so early is I don't want the garlic to burn. Because it just tends to go a bit too bitter. So once you've sweated the meat off, and then you can add your spice mix and your garlic and your chilies, it doesn't affect the flavour. So we're just gonna let that cook away now for maybe another 5 minutes, and that should be all sealed, and then we can go in with the rest of the ingredients. So we're going to move on to the rice now. So I've got a pan with some oil in, and I'm just going to warm this oil up, and then we're going to add the rice to it, and we're just going to coat the rice with the oil. Then we're going to go in with the spices and then add the water to it. So what we're doing is we're just coating the grains of rice with the oil and the spices, and just getting a bit of warmth, so the oil's quite runny and it binds to the rice. Probably about no more than 4 or 5 minutes for that. So I've coated the rice with the clove of garlic, some cumin and the oil. I've got it up so it's nice and warm. I'm going to add the passata now. And again, we're just going to coat the rice with the passata. I mean, if you want, you can add chilies to this if you want some more heat. But I've left the chilies out of this. I'm going to be putting some chilies in the actual minced beef that's going into the tacos, but it's entirely up to you if you want to add more chilies to the rice. So I've got a litre of water that's going to go into the rice now, and what we're planning on doing is once the water goes in, we want to bring it up to a simmer. And then reduce it to a low to medium heat, just until all the water disappears. And then when that happens, we're going to turn it really low and just put a lid on it and give it another 5 minutes. Just keep checking it, and then the rice should be done then. Just going to season the rice now after I've just put the water in. I'll season it again when it's done, just to check. Just going in with some salt. So that rice should take about 20 minutes to cook. So I'm happy with that minced beef now. Just gonna I'm just going to add the garlic and the chilies to the minced beef. And then we can go in with the spice mix, which consists of cumin and some coriander, some paprika. So I've got the minced beef on, we've added the garlic and the chilies, we've added the spice mix. I'm just sweating that off for another 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm going to add 250 ml of water. And what we're going to do then is we're going to put the lid on and just leave it simmering away till the liquid reduces a lot, and then you've got a thick minced beef mix ready to go into the tacos. So I've been sautéing the spices, the garlic and the chili for a couple of minutes. I'm just going to add the water now. Just mix that in, and then we're going to give this about 30 minutes just to cook away. The liquid will reduce and all the flavours will come together. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to make a really quick and simple salsa. And what this is for is when we filled the tacos, we put cheese on, we just top each one with a little bit of the salsa. Really simple to do. Just cut up your tomatoes, and with this as well, you can even put add some chilies to this. You know, it just depends on your heat tolerance. I mean, I like a lot of chili, but you can add that. You can add chili to this. You can even pour, when you've mixed it up, you can even put some red wine vinegar mixed with a little bit of olive oil, just to give it a bit more body. So spring onions next. So I've picked some coriander as well, so I'm just going to get that in. It's really important as well, just to make sure you season it well. I've got some cracked black pepper, some salt, a little touch of olive oil. I'll do it. You know, when you've got your minced beef in, your taco, your cheese, it just adds that freshness, that lightness, and the crispness of the spring onions. Coriander really works as well. That's, you know, quite fragrant. So I'm just checking the minced beef. It's cooked. It's coming on really nice. So I'm going to leave the lid off for a bit now, because I really want to reduce that liquid down. I don't want it too wet. The final dish. I don't want it too wet, the beef. What we've decided on is 2 tacos per person. We've done enough minced beef to be able to fill 2 tacos per person, so in total 12 tacos. Just a little tip, I mean, we have to put these in the oven for 3 or 4 minutes just to heat up. But one of the things that tends to happen is they'll close up. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can either stand them up like that when you put them in the oven, or you can put them in all together like that, and then the one inside will keep the outside open. The only thing is you probably lose one of them. The end one will close over. But a little tip for that is just roll up a little ball of tin foil and just put it in the end, and that'll keep the end one open. So we'll give them a maximum of 5 minutes. I'll keep my eye on them, and then that really gets them nice and crispy when we fill them. As you can see with the beef, the liquid's really gone down, so we're aiming for it to be a little bit drier than that, to let it reduce down a bit more. I'm just going to taste it and check the seasoning. Just needs a bit more salt and some pepper. So you can see the rice is, the liquid starting to evaporate, and the rice is soaking up the liquid. So we're looking at that. I think it's another 10 minutes. And then we can really turn it down and just give it maybe 5 minutes on a very low heat with the lid on, and that'll just absorb, make sure the rice absorbs all the water. So you can see them ones there have fell over, so they've closed over. Yeah, so I mean, the thing is with this, we've got a fan assisted oven, so with a fan assisted oven, it's better if you leave them inside each other and then just put the foil, because they'll blow over, and that'll happen. all the cooking's finished, the dishes are finished. Just going to show you how we put it together. Mexican rice is done. I'm just going to put a portion into this bowl. As you can see, most of that liquid has disappeared now. Put a bit of minced beef in the taco. Put some cheese on. It's a good tip just to balance them next to the rice. At least you know they'll stand up then, he says. A little bit of the salsa on each one. And that's it. Finished dish.